Through that glower, you could just see a little of the rain at the bottom of such a sound idea your lips need never move. We've carted loads through less ideal forests. The receiver hanging from a single branch. Good morning. I'll have your picture now, please. A shot never taken or fired either by one human. Or did you hide the trace? The cogs meant to be crystal, the overheard portion missing. Passing just any wall will do, I believe. That one is husbandry in there. Well taught but subject to snarls. Now just who is the director? His people remain shuffling by. Here's the hero, a novelist in a sheepshank vest. Next we'll be snapping at shades or staring them down. Perhaps you could use this bicycle jack. It's good for little else, even married to an edge. Turn the switch one day and the entirety of Amos and Andy comes on. The covering on a baseball growing brittle as your eyes go dim, but you knew this would end in the Maritimes. Tennyson writes The Attack of the Crab Monsters. Byron, The Fate of the Ball Handlers. I don my shades and grab a limb. Stranded here 1 month, no more bon ami. We should get up to the cliff. I'm no scientist, but that cloud sank a bit. Too fast, Dr. Saigon. For all anyone knows, that clatter housed a fall of shells, a furl of yellow barrows, and nothing on the nervy hand. It's a risky pool of time is germane. Friday, Keats inked a large piece of flesh. Result, the journal passage. I shot my mouth off when suddenly a pasted strip across somebody's entirely Shakespeare wrote, no life of any kind. Get me the petroleum police station. Far out. You seen this man? Maybe he is realizing a small gas base. Send round car. Back alley smartness to no avail. We'll pass like most substances. Don't call attention. Balloons going up like pineapples Thursday. You got me in your bed, you know. Any news from Cadaver Square? This place may go up like an apple. Other uses for old things. Mind your bag. There'll be plenty of room later. Flashlight beams across bitumen streets. Everyone in dusty tartans. Quick minister gleams. The parish hotel. Watch how it's going. This pencil was always going to end in a poem. Ready, stiff as a yacht. Poems by Reverdee. Poems by Ransack. The drilling giant accepts the haft. Poems from the sprawling antechamber. The sun is on the moon. Poems by Lao Tzu. Poems by the lunar substitute. Stair by stair, the growing feet. Poems by Colette. The wrong person, the wrong alley. Poems by secret subscription. Poems by Lord Buffalo. Insignia by insignia, the roll. The one who licks the alabaster. Poems by Lord Disaster. Words that are only scraping by. Poems by deliberate snake. Poems by a dissident monk. There's little left to say and everything to go. Poems carved in alternative schist. Poems that never made the list. Once a morning in liquid pencil, late at night with no handle. The poem with the bathwater. The poem with no outcome, the agency with unlisted waters, the midnight with the lighted snow, the poems that nobody knows, the poems by Edgar Rowe Snow, the filled holes in Oak Island, the readers who are still smiling, the poems by hand and foot, the poems by Bret Harte. Novels have been shoveled, poems by the stack. The ending that doesn't come. Poem by Pipestem, poem by Luke Garou, looking at the heroes when his car blew. The poem of everybody's life. The poem of talk to yourself. Angular poems, Translation poems, poems on which the lead anchors depend. You haven't those poems. Rotation odes, ducks, the penultimate poem, watermack odes, crumple poem till it hands the stills to another poem. Is this Californian? A good old clash of poems. Pull up your old ones, favoritism odes. Granted we have no further poems, Cassiopeias in formation, all these years of poems. And then there's more. Just a deuce of a fillip on clown arm poem and dill-wad poem and the joining poem, coded ode to the air wing loud enough to stew. The poem there's no home for it, to sack out on, but a known poem is a noun poem or a stain promoter. The poem to end up shooting down its own poem. John Wieners was a winter soldier. The enigma of Euglena, his last lap around Beacon Hill digs, white sails and lost poems. Ribbons off the old college try, a glowing hosiery suspension. Nobody says thank you in this region. Goodbye, said Miniver Cheevy, hung on the blurs of youth, figured and portioned until his mother was Diana Looms, proprietress of the Handlebar. The little place with tablecloths and violence, the words unruly and beauty. One day you must play a backdoor hand. Do what you will, slide behind the bandstand. A poor schnook at every turn. I've seen things, I tell you. The driver didn't know about rain, but there are limits and further entanglements, experiments in virtue and taboo, the sort of thing you just plain know. But I wouldn't crow about it. That age-old Buddha yoke, just try and find it. How many futures, wasted eyes, just colored balls, maintain a running face, asphalt boots to the horizon, a terminal flush? After that, we lapse back into no such thing as moon. Are you a customer? To make things I have been known. The next day, instead of the sun, a clown appeared, which didn't work out at all. We sent him back that same night, right after the big rock fall and massive spill of paint. Peep, peep, let go of my hill. The seat will shrink, the cardboards drain. Think you'll find anything? Blow it out your whole train on a bet somewhere there's music. Poet runs home to turn on his generator. Poet calls and talks to the late Joe Meany. Poet is used to laughing without a net. This poet is set on some other time. Poet pulls a piece of paper on you, shut up. Poet has heard the one outside. A poet and his muggles. Poet invents an exploding crossword puzzle. You think the poet has come just to see? Poet finds a guillotine in a tree. Poet writes an ode to a piece of kelp. This poet is no help. Monica Lewinsky on loan from Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
That thing better not get any ideas of its own. But who checks the checker?
Yeah.
No one's in charge. Even the saucers have given up on us. Populists comprise of normals and specials. We will now both open our orders. Mine is a sanitation order, and yours says, get laid. Another epic tale, this time about faulty screens from the back of the head's a long way down, carrots, peas, nothing with bones, gelatin though. Colonel Cassio, this is Colonel Landers, we're wasting time. The scale tightens and the world is ready to be over. Mr. Bolide, give me the sound bay. Didn't you hear me? The world is about to.